Okay, so we are getting ready to start the stream, just getting a few things ready. So, trying different things. Let's see, data. Just waiting for Twitch to start getting the information. All right, it looks like Twitch is now up and running. So let's see. Yep, so Twitch is up. We're good there. Let's see. So I've had to turn down the volume super low, at least on my end, just so that there's not a huge echo going on. But it looks like everything is going good. I just want to check. I'm going to check YouTube. Yeah, so YouTube's up and running as well. So I just want to check that. So we are, so far looks good to go. Let me just get back into here. Turn back display and get back into the game. All right, so as you can see, I have a ticker at the top, so you'll be able to see at least somewhat in real time where your driver is, depending on where they are. So definitely let me know if you see it, don't see it, but I see it on my end, so I think it's good to go. So there's no time recorded correct right now, just because I think qualifying is the only thing that has been done, and everything else is paused. So today we are at Watkins Glen. I just downloaded this track from one of the sources online. Once I upload this, I'll shoot out the link. I'm not 100% sure what the link was or where the website was, but it should be mostly updated to an extent. I think this is like a 2010 one, so it's like 10 years old, but for the game itself, it's, you know, super updated, because I think Watkins Glen had a really bad, maybe an INA file or one of the other, or the driving lines were really bad. But anyway, we are here. Let's see, online, I think everybody's good. So yeah, here are the starting line. So let's see, so Merle Stratton is the top two, and the first player car is down in 25th with Higginbotham. I think the qualifying ratings are still pretty low, so we're still qualifying in the back of most tracks. We see this, yep, so it doesn't look like there were any player or computer cars that had any issues during qualifying. I've seen some tracks that had computer cars that had qualifying issues. So we can go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. I did check this track because I did want to try to fix a lot of the issues that the first three races had. A lot of like hitting the walls, a ton of crashes. As the first road course, I mean, I want crashes, but I also don't want, 10 laps of caution laps, especially at a road course, at like Bristol or something like that. It's not a huge issue, but because, 21 laps at Watkins Glen, which is a long track, is, it's a lot of, it's a lot of laps. So, you can see, here's the map of the track. So it's I mean, it's a pretty long road course. It's the first road course, so we definitely see how well the driver cars go. So we can go ahead and hop onto Higginbotham, his car. I think he's 36, and go ahead and check out the start of this race, and we can see what's going on and how well these player cars do. So here we go. We starting. I think I ran like 5 to 10 test races, and in all of those test races, I think a player car, performed very well, and there were only a handful of crashes on each one. But yeah, we will definitely see how well this one comes out. I do see your comment, Icy Root Beer. So looks like the comments are working, because I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So we'll definitely see how well this works, if it doesn't work. Also, this is the first time that there wasn't an issue on qualifying, or not qualifying, but the starting lineup. So as you can see, everybody's racing down to the first corner. So we can go ahead and check out Higginbotham 36. Oh, looks like there was a small crash, but let's see if we can get it sorted out before there is a caution. And it looks like Higginbotham actually got through most of it. So we can see, oh, the 15 is having a ton of issues back there. And there's another crash right up here. This is actually the most amount of crashes on the first lap. And there's people going over. Oh my goodness. We will go ahead and pause this because I want to see what is going on. Yes, the ticker should be updated depending on where the game depending on where how the game triggers the line, because I know most of the tracks I may have like 1 or 2 lines where they check the over here on the spaces. So the ticker should be updated for the most part. It only works on streaming though, just because, and then on a live race, just because it's reading the live data, because it's bouncing off a website, and then I'm putting it on with OBS. So it should be all good to go. So, but if I didn't pause this, this would keep going no matter what. The ticker would keep going if I don't pause the game when we pause. And then you'll be able to see changes in the stadium or in the line or in the standings before they happen on the track. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and take a look at that crash. Looks like there was 2 in my tests. I think there was 1 really big crash on the first lap, but for the most part there was maybe 1 or 2 spinouts, but no big huge crashes like this happened. So I was hoping that it was fixed, but it looks like we still have some crashes. So for this stream, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at a few of the crashes. And yep, happened in the leaderboard, or in the leaders, the computer car leaders. It looks like, yeah, it looks like Kinshaw just took the corner a little bit, or wow, it looks like some 23. Who did? Was that? Looks like the 13 may have been the one that actually spun the 53 Kinshaw around, which then just looked like everybody now is just trying to get out of the way without hitting them. So the one good thing about road courses is they tend to the cautions don't tend to come out too much if the cars can actually get back up and running. So it looks like, at least on this one right here, Kenshaw is able to get up running. Everybody's scattering everywhere. So definitely see that. As you see, number 13 way up in the top right is still off-road. So maybe there may be something going on with him. We can go ahead and run up to where he is, seeing who caused it. Morris is having some issues slamming against the wall. And we can go ahead and come up here and look at Parsons. Yeah, Parsons is having some issues. Maybe a flat tire or something, just keeping him off the track. And there's the crash. Looks like Merrill. So if we take a look at this, pause it right here, And we can come up here and see, it looks like 76 Hershey and Merrill get into each other, which is causing the issue. I think, yeah, Merrill, for most of my test races, he won the race. So yeah, he just gets put into the wall hard, and then he slides back into the track, trying to turn around, and then it looks like Fred Flintstone comes in, and there's just nowhere for anybody to go. So as everybody's slowing down, everybody's trying to get through. Oh man, look at that hit. We have to see who that was. Who looks like, yeah, rear end. Oh, that's, was that Botham Wilson? Yeah, Portland Wilson. He's basically, nobody really has anywhere to go. Everybody's trying to speed up and just gets flipped over by the 35, which is cross. So it looks like, and oh man, looks like Walker Sr. is done for the day. Yeah, since this happened in the back, oh, Jones is on his roof. There's a lot of issues going on right now with this track, or with this race right now. Oh man. As most of the cars are damaged. We can go ahead and see if we can get everything going again. It looks like people are trying to get going. I think the fully damaged cars are going to start disappearing, so they're going to be able to get going. But now it's basically a mad dash all the way back. Oh, it looks like Shear having tons of issues getting around corners. So as we can see, Flintstone coming around, he actually spun out, hitting the back, but he looks like he didn't have too many issues in that second part. As he's going, Evan is going. So Jones looks like he got through Rajos Cross. Oh, these are the crash cars. We can definitely, once we get going, see who exactly got through that, but not a lot of cars did. But that's like the biggest wreck I've seen, even in my testing. Like I said, I tested 5 to 10 times, and there's maybe 2 to 3 wrecks each race, and they only involved maybe 4 cars. There was one that had a really, really large wreck similar to this one that had like 10 cars in it. It happened actually in the same exact spot too, but it was only in one race. But most of the other races only had 2 to 3 wrecks. Most of them were just spins. They spun back around and there was no caution called. But we'll definitely have to see what's going on here. So yeah, we can see if there's, yeah, so Batson is coming around. He is just having a terrible season this year. And yeah, looks like Orman is coming around. He's just having, yeah, he's having issues turning his car. Hopefully he doesn't slam. Oh, he barely tapped that. Looks like Batson, and then looks like many cars stuck into the pits. So while we're on here, we'll go ahead and take a look to see who has already retired. So Shear retired. We definitely saw his car. Let's see that. Orman retired. Batson retired. Yeah, he's just having the worst season. I think he's finished last or almost last in every single race. So it looks like Lombard got through that. Ice got through that. Jones got through that. Morris, I think Morris had a few issues slamming against the wall, but he looks like for the most, looks like he has a ton of front damage actually. We'll see if he's able to go into the pits. So he didn't run straight into the pits that first time. So we'll definitely see what's going on with him. Schultz, Michael, Higginbotham, which I think was the furthest player car to qualify, stayed out of that wreck. Lopez stayed out of that wreck. Looks like Mike Jones stayed out. Oh, we're back around, so we'll have to wait till we're going around to see. So we can definitely take a look at that ticker. I'm not sure if the ticker is going to show like outs or last places or anything like that. I believe it just shows like lap downs, but we'll definitely have to check it out once it goes around. So still testing the ticker. And this is an official race, not a test race. So I ran a bunch of test races just to try to curb some of the wrecks, and of course we had the big one right away in this So it looks like Mandel is now leading with Stratton, who won last week's race, and Goodwin is the top 3. So yeah, we can definitely see, looks like, yeah, there was a big one on there. So Michaels is gone, Shear out, Merrill, Orman, player car, Tanker, player car, Walker Singer, player car, Orth, player car, Portland Wilson, player car, Langford. It looks like he's coming back out. I think he's on it right now. Let's see, Kinshaw, Batson out, player car, Cross, Rojas, and Jones were all player cars, and they are now out of the race. So we will definitely, it looks like Morse was able to fix his car coming in, just popped off that damaged hood, and we'll definitely see how well he can, how well it comes back. Let's see, he's number 15. Looks like he's 23rd, so this is definitely a race that some of these guys are going to be able to finish top. So right now the top player car is Lopez at 15. Now we'll have to definitely see how well that happens. Also, if you can, let's see, yeah, that's definitely comment if you can hear me talking. I did a test and I was able to hear myself talk, but you know, streaming to two different sites at the same time may be an issue, because I see root beer, you're coming from YouTube, it looks like. But yeah, oh, looks like Flintstone smashes into, looks like he was trying to get into the pits, and we are back racing, so we can definitely see what's going on there. Hopefully the Flintstone, his car, does not cause any more wrecks. Alright, Schultz. So Higginbottom is just getting past. Looks like he may have been a little bit further or a little higher up than he needed to be. Or Schultz is just a lot better car. So now he's going to come up to Lopez. I think Lopez, the highest player car, I think it was. He's going to look like Schultz. Ooh, Schultz. Yeah, they do love cutting across that corner. As we take a look at Fish, Evans, Gregg, Johnson. Looks like Donder took that corner very, very outside just to pass the 23. As they come along, looks like there's some issues with that 23 as he's running into the pits, as well as a few of the other cars in the back. So as you can see, the leaders are coming around. Looks like 73 Mandel is still the leader. As Langford looks like he's basically just driving for places right now. So as Lambert, Darwin, and Reynolds both come into the pits. And we have Langford coming around, taking that Flintstone. He looks like he's having some issues. He's in 24th. So Brindley, looks like Brindley and Ice right now are drafting together, trying to catch the leaders and trying to get past Morrison, who looks like he's just having not a very good day. And then Jones, 99, he's up at racing in top 20, so definitely a good finish if he can pick off a few more drivers. Looks like Hershey and Higginbotham are both fighting for a top 15 spot. Oh, looks like Higginbotham tried to get Hershey to check up. We'll definitely see how Higginbotham takes that. Now, I have seen computer cars look like what they look like. It looked like they blatantly spun a driver, but we'll have to definitely see about that. So it looks like Lopez is pushing pretty hard, trying to pick off a few more, seeing if he can get another top 10 position. So I believe he may be one of the only player cars to get a top 10 position. So Schultz, Fish, Evans, Gregg, all are coming through. As it looks like the leaders are starting to pull away from the main pack of drivers. As we see, coming onto a large straightaway. Looks like we are on lap 6. Look like Higginbotham still in 15th place, next to Jones, 16th, Hershey 17th. So it looks like there's a fight for third place with Goodwin and I think Chung in the 50, I think 51 Pepsi car. It looks like Goodwin won that one, and it looks like Stratton. Oh, Stratton tried to take the outside to try to take the lead of the 73, but ended up going straight into the wall, taking that turn a little too fast, trying to get a run, which is going to knock him all the way back. So we'll definitely see how much that damage affects his aerodynamics, and see if he can pick or come back. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on him. And it looks like there was an issue. Reynolds' car. We will see if that brings out the caution, as it looks like Lambert and Darrow are fighting for, looks like the 23rd, 22nd position. And it looks like Darrow will take that from Lambert. So Langford's in 25th. Just probably looks like he's just going to try to pick off a couple more drivers. Flintstone, he's just having tons of issues. We will see if Langford will be able to catch up to him, because it looks like he's probably not running too good right now. So it doesn't look like that Flintstone car caused any issues. Looks like who we got? Morris. Yeah, Morris is the car that took a ton of damage in that early wreck. And currently right now he is just racing for position. Probably just going to try to get a few more spots to get a little bit more money so he can get some upgrades, as well as hopefully catch up to some of the Rookie of the Year drivers. And then as we see Brindley and Ice racing, looks like they're racing for 19th, but oh man. Yeah, Brindley took that corner way too wide, which ended up letting in the much slower Morris car back. As you can see, Brindley just basically taking that position back. He knows he took that corner way too far, or way too wide. And he looks like he's taking many of these corners way too wide, which is letting the number 15 stay with him. We'll definitely have to see if there is an issue with his car, as it looks like he is getting out of those corners way too hard. We'll see what Ice does as we look at Jones and Higginbotham both battling for what looks like a top hopefully looks like top 6, the 16th spot, seeing if either one of those guys can challenge Lopez for a top 15 spot. As we look at Lopez, it looks like some of these back cars are getting just further and further pushed back. I think they are going to be hoping for a caution coming out as the leaders are starting to pull away. As you can see, it is it's going to be very hard for Lopez to come back without a caution, as it looks like he may be stuck in this 15th spot. As we look at Hershey's, he's 14th. Looks like he's going fine. As they come down the front stretch, most drivers are back into single file line. So it looks like the back cars may not get what they wanted. There is 11 laps left, but as the cars are starting to sort themselves out, it looks like Stratton may have some issues getting back up to speed after hitting the wall really hard earlier in this race. But we'll definitely have to see if Stratton can, because he was running second, battling for first place. It was looks like number 12. Donders took that turn really wide. But yeah, we'll have to see what Stratton does. He was battling for first, but that hard hit to the wall, we'll have to see if he's able to come back from that. As we check the leaders, as it looks like Chung and Mandel are going to may start pulling away from Goodwin. We'll definitely have to see if they want to link up or if they're actually going to start battling for first. Chung and Mandel, they definitely have a lot of time left, so there's no hurry. Looks like most cars are taking that corner very well. Let's go ahead and check the back. As we see, Langford and Lombard are battling out for 23rd. We'll definitely have to see how well. It looks like Lombard may have had to take a pit stop because it looks like he's going much faster than Langford. So we'll see if he's able to catch the 25 Darrow, as well as the 62 Flintstone, which had a few issues earlier in the race. I think he had some back damage in that first race, and then when he was trying to get into the pits, he also ran into the wall as well. So we'll see how well he ends up coming back. It looks like 15 got a little bit of airborne, trying to make sure the Brindley was unable to get it, but with that airborne he had to slow down, as it looks like the Brindley of the 41 is still taking many corners very wide, as you see, which is causing him to slow down and letting the 15 of Morris, who should really not be able to keep up with them. As you see, ice is starting to pull away from both of them, so there may be some issues with tire wear, or maybe possibly a tire going down on the 41. We will definitely have to keep an eye on him, as ice right now is just probably praying for a caution. As you can see up front, there is nobody around these cars. So it looks like Jones, Higginbotham, and Lopez make up another of the groups. As you can see in front of them, there really is nobody in front of them for them to catch up to. Yeah, it looks like Higgins takes the low roads. But yeah, for these three right now, there is almost nobody in front of them. And there is a spin. Yeah, Econs looks like he slams hard into the wall. If he can get going, they can go. But if he's going to get stuck, they may have to throw the caution. Though he is pretty far away from the track, so they may actually let this keep going. It looks like he's having issues. Not sure what is going up, and there he goes. Because they were able to get out there and are not going to throw the caution. But that's also going to give a position to a lot of these player cars, which they are going to like a lot. So as we can see, some top 10 racing right now. Looks like Stratton. Yeah, looks like Stratton is not gaining any more positions. Looks like they're actually pulling away from him, so he's going to be trying to probably keep a top 10 position, as it does not look like his car is able to get to the same speeds as he was earlier able to do, battling for first. So he is definitely a title contender, but it does not look like he'll be contending for this race anymore. As we take the front stretch, looks like Chung and Mendel have both. Looks like Chung is going to the inside. He is battling hard, just tapping Mendel in the side. Looks like Chung is going to. Looks like Mendel is much faster on the outside. As him and Chung are both battling for first, they did look like they linked up and were able to pull very far ahead of the third and fourth position. It looks like Chung was able to get past Mendel, so we will definitely have to see. Gennard did take that corner very wide, but he's able to stay in front of the Pepsi 12, though the Pepsi 12 is there. And it looks like Chung is actually pulling further away from Mendel, so we will definitely have to see if looks like Chung does have a very fast car today. As we take a look at the basically the tail end of this lead group, which looks like Schultz in 12th is keeping up with everybody. And let's see, so Langford is in the back. We'll have to see if he's actually going to get lapped. He may be even lapped right now. If not been paying attention, Langford. Yeah, he's one lap down. Yeah, maybe two. Yeah, it looks like Chung is coming up behind him. So it looks like he may be going 2 laps down. Fred Flintstone, he's still 22nd. Lombard, actually I think Lombard ended up passing Flintstone, as he is slowly making his way back up the field in 21st. Looks like Kuntz is back up and running in 23rd, so it looks like he did get up and running before some people, or some of the player cars, were able to pass him. Let's see. So we got Ice, Oh, yeah, oh wow, looks like Brindley and Morris both passed Ice while we were looking at the leaderboard. So I'm not sure what is going on. Maybe some issues with Ice's car, especially seeing that Morris, who definitely has almost zero aerodynamics right now, was able to pass him, and it looks like Brindley is slowly pulling away from them. So it looks like he may have been able to fix that overdrive that he was having earlier in the race. As we take a look at the second player car grouping, looks like much the same, as they are just trying to keep up with any group, but there's nobody in front of them. They are just hoping for a caution. I think they were hoping that the spin by the 55 would bring out the caution, but it did not, even though the 55 did slam pretty hard into the wall. And from what it looks like, looks like there was some issues with Chung, as he's now maybe 5th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, he's in the 5th position now, so he may have had a few issues. There could be some. Yeah, he's going into the pits now. Maybe some tire wear, or may have ran over something. We are not sure, but that gives basically the lead back to Mandel, which is definitely good for the Simpsons car, as there is a battle right now for 3rd place. Actually, there's not a battle there. They have just caught up to Langford, who is pretty much just I think he's 2 laps now, so hopefully he does not cause any issues. Though I think some of the player cars do hope there is an issue up here, so that they can actually catch back up on a pace lap, as we are on lap 15 of 21. So we'll definitely have to see what's going on here, as in number 12. It did ride very, very close to him. Looked like he could have dumped him if he wanted to, but did not. Yeah, it looks like right behind them, Stratton's having an issue with the number 9, trying to battle up to stay in a higher position. You see everybody running down the front stretch. Langford is basically helping Stratton, probably not on purpose, but is helping him slow down many of these drivers. He's definitely slowing down the number 9, which was battling Stratton for his position. And it looks like he is staying right in front of him, which is letting a huge space form between that pack and the number 9 of Scott. I'm sure Scott is not very happy right now, as it looks like it may have taken him out of trying to get past Stratton and the rest of the cars. We'll definitely have to check that out. His leader's coming around. He is definitely a favorite of Mandel. Without Chung, it looks like Chung's probably done for the day, unless these drivers do have to take a pit stop, which I don't believe they have to. I'm not sure what it was going on with Chung, as that pit brought him back from 1st, which looks like he had a top 10 car all the way back to 19th. Not sure what happened with Chung, why he had to go into the pits. We'll have to check on that later, as he is behind looks like Ice, and it looks like they caught up to the 55 and are able to pass him as well. And Brindley is shooting for a top 15 if he can catch up to this second wave, but as you can see, a huge space. They are probably not going to, not without at least a little bit of help. But at lap 19, even if there is a caution, it will probably end under caution. And unless it's these 3 cars that get into that crash, it looks like most of these cars are set, with Lopez sitting at 13th. I believe he is the top player car currently, as there's a very large space between most of these guys, as these cars are passing Langford, the slower lap down car, and doesn't look like there have been any issues getting past him, other than maybe a little bit of slowdown. And it looks like Scott of the number 9 has actually caught up, so he does look like he has a very good car, but he's just not been able to pass Stratton. And it looks like while passing Langford, the 29 was able to pass him as well. and it just may not be enough time. Though this track is very large, it just may not be enough time for him. As we're taking a look at Flintstone, another lapped car in 22nd. As we can see, it looks like Stratton, well, Johnson was battling him, but it looks like he took that corner a little bit too wide and had to get off the throttle very quick as Scott is coming around trying to get past him, trying to get into a good position, get into 6th place. We'll definitely see if this is going to cause any issues. As we come up, and it looks like, yeah, Mandel, looks like this is he's taking the white flag, and this is Mandel's race to lose. It looks like he has at least 1 car length ahead of Goodwin. And Goodwin is definitely having some issues of his own as he is battling Gennard in the 92. So with this battle, it looks like as long as Mandel doesn't take any corners too wide, he's going to be able to pull this, looks like an upset off, as both Stratton and Chung looks like they had better cars than him, but both had separate issues throughout, or at different parts, with Chung looking like he had maybe some tire wear, which caused him to have to run into the pits only 5 laps left of the race, and Stratton just taking a turn way too hard and ended up running straight into the wall, which basically took him from a top winning car to, looks like he's battling for maybe a top 5, but probably not. And it looks like Mandel's coming down and taking the checkered flag. It looks like Mandel, Goodwin, and Gennard are the top 3. As we run back and see Evans, Schultz, Flintstones, as Lopez, looks like these guys are the top player cars coming through, and looks like, yeah, Jones took that corner super wide, but Higginbotham does not look like he's going to be able to pass that. Let's see, looks like that's everybody. Other than some of these back cars. Chung did end up getting up to 16th place, so he definitely had a very fast car, but had some issues. As Brindley comes around leading that second group, as it looks like Darwood and Morris and Ice are coming down. Not sure why Ice was unable to battle it out for 15th with the heavily damaged Morris car. But definitely a top 20 position for Ice is definitely something he wanted, as he is, I think, had a DNF on last race in race 3. As we come around, look at Lombard, as they are all starting to go into there. So official standings, Mandel wins with the first player car, Lopez 43 having a top 15, with Jones and Higginbotham all having a top 15. Was definitely good for the Rookie of the Year, as well as upgrades, because definitely top 15 is a decent amount of money for upgrading, as there are only 2 road courses, mostly speedways and super speedways. We will have to check to see, so we will go ahead and export this. So we can update some standings, and I'm going to go ahead and just save the replay as well. So definitely a good race at Watkins Glen today. There was one very large wreck that basically clogged the entire lane and caused a lot of top performing player cars to wreck. Though Batson did not finish last, which is definitely good. He is currently completely last in everything. I think he's only completed 9 laps, and he's definitely not adding any more this race. So I think he completed maybe 1 lap here at Watkins Glen, so that's another 2 miles. Not sure if you saw my update. Batson is not having a great year. As you can see, Cross, Rojas, and Jones came in 39th, 40th, and 41st. They were definitely part of that very large crash at the start of the race. But yeah, thank you so much, Jordan. Hopefully you liked the little ticker in the top. Definitely it adds a little bit extra, and you can definitely keep an eye on your favorite driver if he's still in the race. But anyway, that is all for today. I may try to do a player IROC stream tomorrow. I'll definitely let you guys know. But definitely let me know what you thought of the stream and any comments you want. And have a good rest of the day. All right.